If you want to know how to thread your Singer heavy duty sewing machine, you're in the right place. All right, so you can use two different type of threads. You can use the one that you would load up top right there on that little spool holder, or you can use the big spools of thread, which I use. They do have holders for these. I just put it in the back. It holds up fine. When you are working with your machine, you're going to want to make sure you got the right stitch length, the right stitching setting, and then it's just real easy because they are numbered. So you want to go behind the first one right there. So one, you want to make sure it's nice and hooked in. Then you want to go over to two. Again, make sure it is hooked in so everything is nice and secure. If you don't hook these in, you're going to have issues. And then you can set your tension too. And then you're going to go down. Number three is just going straight down. And you're going to hook over for number four. So behind that piece. And then for number five, you're going to make sure that piece is up. So you just turn the knob, make sure it's in the upward position. And then again, hook behind it. So everything is kind of hooked in. It's real easy, real simple. Then you'll go straight down. Number six, you're going to want to start to hook these neat little pieces. So the first piece is directly under. It's hard to see it, but you'll be able to feel it. You just hook that right around the back of there. And then the same thing right above the needle by where you can take the needle off. You're going to want to hook the thread behind there too. That one you can see better. Then you're going to want to thread your needle from the front. Put that in there, and then you are done threading your machine. It is so easy, so simple. Pull your thread through again from the front, latch it through the bottom there, and then my bobbin is already pulled through. But if your bobbin wasn't pulled through, it's real easy. You just turn that foot again, and you can see it kind of loops in the bottom there, and it pulls up that thread. So you can just pull your thread, and it'll pull it. So always make sure to leave a tail too on your bobbin, so that you can just pull those through. Everything is pulled through behind. You'll put your presser foot down when you're ready to start sewing, and it's that simple. Hey, if you want to know how to thread your bobbin for your Singer heavy duty sewing machine, you're in the right place. All right, so I already have a bobbin in here, but this is how it will look when you are done. So I'm just taking that one out because we're going to do an empty one. I use these clear bobbins right here, and you can see you'll just load it up right there on the bobbin winder. You want to make sure when you're not using it to wind your bobbin that it is in that position, because the other position your needle won't go. But you have to put your back to take the bobbin off anyway. I'm going to be using the thread in this position. Usually I load my thread in the back. You can put a stopper on, but you'll see my thread doesn't move. I've never really had a need to use a stopper, but you will go through step one, where you'll hook it over just like you're threading the machine itself, and then you'll skip all the other steps and you'll just go to wind the bobbin. It has the direction that it should go in, so it's real easy. You just follow that little diagram there. You'll put your thread through the top of your bobbin, load it on, flick it into that position, and then press your presser foot. You're going to be holding up the tail that you have there because you don't want it to get all wound up and knotted up in there. And you'll just keep going. The machine will stop itself once it is done. Like, you won't be able to go anymore. It has that piece that it's up against is like called a stopper. So it'll stop it once it is full. But you want to make sure you just do those two steps. And you can see my thread is not moving, not one bit, and it is winding. But you want to make sure you put it through those two things the correct way, because you want the right amount of tension so that your bobbin is nice and tight. Because if it is not, it will mess up during the rest of your sewing project. So this is real easy, real simple. Once you're done, you'll flick it back to the other position, take it off. You'll cut it, leave a tail, cut that extra little piece that was on the top there, and then you will load it in this direction. You want the thread to be going that way, and you will latch it around that little hook that's in there, and you can see it still moves there. You will thread up your machine, and if you just put your needle up and down, you can use the little hand crank to do that. It will pull that bobbin thread through. Usually just one time I'll do that, and then after I pull everything through is when I put the plate back on. I just wanted to show you can put your presser foot up and down, that little piece on the back there. You'll close up the bobbin there, and it's just real easy. Just snap that little plate on, and then you can put your presser foot back down. You put it up, of course, to put your fabric in, and you're done.